Hey there, welcome to LC Yoga. My name is Laura, and today's class is a fit and flow practice. So that means we're going to move and we're going to stretch and we're going to relax by the end. You might need a blanket or a block for the very end of practice. You'll also have the option not to use them, so it's not required, but if you want to, you can. So if you're ready, get on your mat and I'll meet you there. We'll begin today in Thunderbolt. So that means sitting up on the knees and back on the heels. And we'll be here for just a minute, not too long, but if it's uncomfortable on the knees, you might want to place something in between your hips and your heels. So let the hands come to the thighs, palms up or down, and close the eyes. And we'll just take a moment to arrive on the mat. So begin to deepen the breath. On your next inhale, fill the rib cage. So front to back, side to side, top to bottom. And then exhale, sigh it out, make a sound. And then do that 2 more times. Inhaling, get big and broad, and then exhale. One more time like that. Now you can stop the sighing as you exhale, but continue to breathe deep. Now slowly open the eyes. And you may want to watch me do this one time before you join in. So we're going to take our hands overhead, palms up. And we're going to do a bit of an arm flow with breath. So we're going to inhale here. And then exhale, palms go out toward the side as the arms rotate toward the front, start to lower. And then slide back by the sides. Toward the back, palms are still up. We're going to start to inhale and reach the arms out as we fold forward and then bring the palms back to the original position. Inhale here and exhale. Palms out to the side, sliding by the side waist, back behind and forward. And inhale as you come up. Exhaling, hands out to the side, back by the sides, behind, reach, fold forward, sweep the arms, inhale as you come up, exhale, hands out to the side, sliding back, reach it back, reach forward as the arms sweep, and then inhale, come on back up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Exhaling. Inhale. exhale. Inhale. Last time, exhale. Inhale, come on up. And then bring the hands into prayer in front of the heart. Close the eyes. Just feel. With that, we'll start our flow practice. So come on to the back of the mat. Lift the knees up. Hips up, head down, forward fold. We're just getting started, so the knees can be deeply bent here. Hands can be on the knees, the shins, the feet, the floor. You choose, but keep those knees nice and bent. We're not warmed up yet, so we don't need to try to straighten them too much. Just let the torso hang down. Let the head get heavy like a ripe coconut. And just let the spine elongate. Breathe into the upper back. And then let each breath send the hips higher and the head lower. Pressing into the ground with all 4 feet, or all 4 quarters of the feet. Hey, maybe you're a cat or a dog. I don't know. You might have 4 feet. Deep breaths. And then in your next inhale, come into a long spine, kind of come halfway up. Again, the knees are really bent here. And we're going to place the fingertips on the left hand in front of the right foot. And then we're going to start to straighten or work towards straightening the right leg as the left leg bends even deeper. And then twist toward the right. Reach up with the right arm. Crown of the head to the tailbone, nice and long. Head's reaching forward. Stretch into that outer leg, the IT band. And then release and we'll switch sides. Bend into the right leg and work towards straightening the left. Right fingertips are in front of the left foot and reach up with the left hand. And then release, come on back to center. Again, come into sort of a halfway lift and start to walk the hands out in front of you into downward dog. Again, knees can be bent. Tilt the sit bones up toward the sky. Nice, deep, long breaths here in down dog. On your next inhale, let the right leg float up toward the sky. And then exhaling, bring the knee in toward the nose and around the spine. Inhale, lift that leg back up to the sky. Sparkle out through your toes. And then exhaling, bring that knee to your right elbow. Exhaling it back up. Or inhaling back up. And then exhale, twist. Bring it to your left elbow. And inhale up. Now on this exhale, step your right foot forward into a lunge, lower the back knee down, and then come on up into Anjaneyasana. Reach the arms up toward the sky. Press your back foot into the ground. Let the chest go up and away from that. Left hip pressing forward. Now from here, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, let the right fingertips come down by your side. Inhale, reach it up. And as you exhale, start to bend toward the right. Turning the chest up. Deep breaths. Lengthen the side waist. And then inhale it back up, both arms up, and then drop the left hand down. Inhaling, reach your right fingertips higher, and then exhale, bend toward the left. Look up. And then inhale, both arms reach up. Exhaling the hands down by the front foot and step it back to downward dog. Inhale, the left foot floats up this time. Exhaling, bring it into the nose, round the spine. Inhale it up and back. Exhale, bring it to the left elbow. Inhale up. Exhaling, twist. Bring it to the right elbow. Inhale up. And exhale, step it forward into a lunge, lower the back knee. Come on up, reach up on Johnny. Right hip pressing forward this time. Chest and back foot working away from each other. Shoulders dropped away from the ears. Deep breath in. Exhale, dropping the left fingertips down. Inhaling, reach higher. And exhale, bend toward the left. Couple of big breaths here. And then inhale, both hands up. Exhale, right hand comes down. Inhale, left hand goes higher. Exhale, bend toward the right. Fingertips can be down on the floor or floating. And then inhale, both hands up. And bring the fingertips to the floor and we'll step it back, downward dog. On your next inhale, bring your right foot forward, left foot meets it. Come up to the top of the mat. Inhale into a flat spine and exhaling, bow. Bend the knees and inhale as you sweep the arms up overhead. And exhaling, bring the hands in prayer in front of the heart. Stand tall. Close the eyes. Press down with the feet. Just the two that you have is fine. Crown of the head reaching up toward the sky. Open the eyes and inhale, sweep the arms out and up. And exhaling, bow forward, forward fold. Inhale, reach the crown forward, spine gets long. And then as you exhale, step the left foot back into a lunge and lower the knee down. Inhale, sweep the arms up and you're back and on, Johnny. Reaching up. Now this time we'll take a little bit more of a back bend. So press your left hip forward. Chest is going up and away. You can start to arch back to your own degree, wrapping your abs around your spine. And then as you exhale, bring the hands down by the front foot. Step back, down dog. Now in down dog, do it well, right? So press your fingertips into the ground and let your hips go up and away from that. As your hips go up toward the sky, press your heels down toward the ground. They don't have to touch. Knees can be as bent as they need to be here. And on your next inhale, ripple the spine forward into a plank. Head is the last thing to come up. Then lower the knees to the floor and lower all the way down. Press the hands into the floor and all 10 toes and rise up into cobra. And then come back onto the knees, hips up, down dog. Inhale your left foot up into the air. Exhaling, step it forward into a lunge, lower the back knee, and inhale, come on back on Johnny. Deep breaths. And on your next exhale, bring the fingertips down by the front foot and step to the front of the mat. Inhale, get long, reach the crown of the head forward, and exhaling, bow. Inhale, come on up to stand, reach the arms up high, palms together, and exhale, back to center. Now inhaling, sweep the arms out and up. Exhaling, fold forward. Inhale, reach it long, halfway lift. And exhale, step the right foot back into a lunge, lower the knee down. Inhale into Anjaneyasana. Pressing the toes into the ground behind you, chest reaching up toward the sky. Next exhale, hands come down. Step back, down dog. Pressing the fingers into the ground, working the heels down. And then on your next inhale, ripple the spine forward, come into plank. Exhaling, lowering the knees and lower all the way to the ground. Press the toes and the hands. Inhale, cobra. Come up only as far as it feels good in your body. And then exhale, lift the hips. Downward dog. Inhale, reach the right foot up. Exhaling, step it forward, lower the back knee. Inhale, Anjani. Deep breath in. And exhaling, hands down by the front foot, lift the back knee, step forward. Inhale into a long spine. Exhaling, bow. Inhale, come on up to stand, sweep it up, and exhaling back to center. Close the eyes. Now we're going to do all that one more time each side, one breath per movement. So we'll pick up the pace a little bit. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhaling, bow. Inhale, long spine, halfway lift. Exhale, left foot steps back, knee lowers, Anjani. Inhaling. Exhaling, hands down, step back, down dog. Inhale, ripple forward into plank. Exhaling, lower the knees, lower all the way down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, hips lift, down dog. Inhale, left foot floats up. Exhaling, step it, lower the back knee. Inhale, sweep it up. And exhale, hands down, step forward. Inhale, long spine. Exhaling, bow. Inhale, come on up to stand. And exhale, back to center. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhaling, bow. Inhale, get long. Exhale, step the right foot back, lower the knee. Inhale, Anjani. Exhaling, hands down, step back, down dog. Inhale, ripple forward plank. Exhaling, lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale the right foot up. Exhaling, step. Lower the back knee. Inhale, sweep it up. And exhale, fingertips down, step forward. Inhale, get long. Exhaling, bow. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. And exhaling back to center. Close the eyes. And let the breath come back. On your next inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhaling, bow forward. Inhale into a long spine. And this time as you exhale, step both feet back into downward dog. Lift the left foot up as you inhale. Exhale, step it forward into a lunge. And this time let the knee stay up and lower the back heel. And then rise up into warrior one, hips facing forward, right hip pressing toward the front of the mat. Reach it up, warrior one, deep breath in. And then as you exhale, open up into warrior two, arms stretch out into a T shape. And then on your next inhale, sweep into reverse warrior. Right hand goes down the back leg. And then turn the torso up toward the sky. Look up. Now from here, we're going to sort of cartwheel into half moon. So maybe reaching the top arm back toward the back of the mat, just to get a little momentum, bend into that knee. And you're just going to sweep forward, right foot goes up. You can bring both hands down to the ground first, or maybe staying there if that's enough. Hip is open, foot is flexed. And you're going to find a drishti, a gaze point out on the ground, out in front of you, and then reach your right arm up toward the sky. And reach your fingertips away from each other. Right hand and left hand get long. In your head and your back foot, there's a long line of energy pushing those two things apart. Get strong. Breathe into that. Deep breath in, and as you exhale, bring both hands down to the ground and then square the hip toward the ground. Back leg is still up. Take a deep breath in here, get long, and then as you exhale, start to fold forward, so you're in standing split. Bottom knee can be bent. And lift up with your back big toe. And then bring that foot down to meet your left foot. Inhale into a long spine. And exhaling, bow. And then come on up to stand as you breathe in. And exhale, bring it back to center. Bring the left foot up towards your left glute and grab a hold of that foot with your left hand. So you're in a bit of a quad stretch. Reach your right arm up high. Pull that foot in and kick your hip forward. Now you can stay right there if that's enough. Otherwise, we're going to come into dancers. So bring your hand around so that it's on the inside of the foot. Bend into the bottom leg. Start to tilt forward and kick the hand into the foot. And then reach forward with your right hand. Dancer's pose. Find that drishti. If you fall out, come right back in. And then release, come on up to stand again, bring the hands into prayer, close the eyes. And then inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhaling, bow. Inhale, getting long. And exhale, step it back to down dog. Inhale the right foot up. Exhaling, step. Back heel lowers, warrior one. Reaching chest away from back foot, left hip pressing forward. Shoulders away from the ears. And then open up warrior two. Your front knee is pressing a little over toward the right. Thighs stretching away from each other. And then inhale, sweep it into reverse warrior on this side. So your left hand's down your back leg, turning the torso up toward the sky. Big breath into the side waist. Now get ready. We're going to cartwheel into half moon again. So get yourself a nice little momentum going. Swing it back. And then come on forward. Both hands can come down at first. Back foot flexed. Find your drishti. Gaze point out on the floor. Head and back foot stretching away from each other. Hands reaching away from each other. Extend out through all your end points. Gaze point helps you balance. Deep breath in. And then as you exhale, release, bring both hands down, square the hips, and then reach that back foot back up. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, start to bow forward, standing split. Let that big toe on your left foot, take your foot higher. Reach it up out of the hip. And then release, bring both feet together, inhale into a long spine, exhaling, bow. Inhale, sweep it up as you stand, and exhaling, bring it back to center. All weight goes into the left foot, bend into the right knee, and grab a hold of that right foot. Draw it in towards your right hip, left hand floats up. Press that hip forward. Again, holding a drishti to help your balance. Now, if that's good, stay right there. If you want to go further into dancers, bring your hand around to the inside of the foot, bend into the bottom leg, and then kick that foot into the hand, reach forward, tilt forward slightly. Shoulder is pressing toward the front, so you're not opening up too much to the side. Dancer's pose. One more breath here. And release. And just bring that foot down, hands in prayer. Close the eyes. Now inhaling, sweep the arms up. Exhaling, bow it forward. Go deeper. Inhale, reach it long. And exhale, step one foot back, and then the other, down dog. Now come through into a seated position. And bring the bottoms of the feet together. Knees out to the side, Baddha Konasana. Heels can be as close or as far away as you want. Rock the hips so you can scoot them back so that you're tilting the pelvis forward. Maybe starting with the hands behind. Lean the chest forward. Chest is reaching toward the front of the mat. And just let the hips open. Maybe close the eyes. Don't worry about what it looks like. Just feel into those hips. Hands can come forward if your body's asking for more. Let gravity do its thing. Your body can let you in a little more. Come forward a little more, but it's the top of the head and the chest that are going forward. We're not trying to get our nose on our toes. And then come on up. And you can leave the feet kind of where they are, but lift the knees up. We're actually going to lift the feet up and balance on our hips, bringing the forearms underneath the calves. Now, if this doesn't work, feel free to go back into Baddha Konasana. We're just going to balance here, maybe chin mudra for the hands, sparkling out the toes. Say who's a pretty flower and smile pretty, like you're getting your picture taken. Hold it and release. Grab the outsides of the feet, and now we're going to stay here, and again we're going to balance and start to straighten the legs. Now they can be bent, right? But the chest is up toward the sky, spine is long, knees can be bent in as much as you want or in a V shape. Challenge yourself. Deep breath, chest up. Find a drishti, always good for balance. And then release. Bring the knees together, scoot the hips down, and we'll come down to lie down on our backs. But here is where you're going to want a prop. So grab that blanket or the block, whichever you chose. Either one will work, but the block might be a little uncomfortable. So keep it handy to your side as you lie down. And then bring your feet in towards your hips. Grab a hold of that prop, and we're going to lift the hips up and place it underneath the sacrum. I'm going to do a supported inversion. All right, so instead of lifting all the way up into a shoulder stand, we're going to do kind of a modified version of that. So the idea is just to lift the hips up so they're higher than the heart, and we're going to lift the feet up toward the sky. So this is the part that if you have a block, if you have kind of a bony butt, it might be a little painful. So you might want to use a blanket instead. So lift the feet up toward the sky, flex into the feet. Hands can be overhead or maybe down like Shavasana or on the thighs, you choose. And first thing we're going to do is just let the feet get heavy. So sort of bring them toward the back of the mat, so overhead. Just a gentle stretch. Again, flex the feet, point the toes back and forth. Maybe roll the ankles. What we're doing is kind of the same thing we get out of legs up the wall, right? When you elevate the hips and let the feet go up. It's kind of reversing blood flow. It can be deeply therapeutic if you hang out there for a while. We're not going to do it quite that long today, but we're just going to get a little bit of that, some of those benefits. So maybe do Baddha Konasana. Bring the bottoms of the feet together and let the knees go out to the side. And you can do the same thing we were doing. Let the legs go out into a V shape. Let the weight of the legs stretch the inner thighs. Maybe draw the knees back in toward each other and start to roll them in one direction. Sort of massaging that bone at the bottom of the spine, the sacrum. Just roll it around. And then let the feet go back up. Deep breaths. Maybe close the eyes. Let the femurs, the thigh bones sort of sink into the hips. You may find that your legs are just now sort of floating there with not a lot of effort. You might feel a little like a dead bug, but there is a pose for that, and this isn't it. We'll do that in another class. So feel free to play with your leg position if you want to do one of the others that we did. Choose your own adventure. We'll be here for a few more breaths. It's good stuff, right? I could just stay here all day. If you put your legs up a wall while you're doing this, then you have no muscle engagement whatsoever, and it's awesome. So bend into the knees, let the knees come toward the chest, and then bring the feet down to the ground. And we'll do one more thing if you want, but only do this if your lower back is feeling really good. Okay? If you have any back issues, you probably want to skip this part. But you can stay right here with the feet on the ground, or you can stretch the legs long. And that'll get you a nice stretch in the psoas muscle, which is the hip flexor all the way up. It just sort of levels out the lower back. We spend a lot of time hunched over at computers or sitting on couches. And this reverses that nicely. So we're just going to hang out here for about a minute. Again, if you feel any pinching, anything uncomfortable, back right up out of it. It can be a strong sensation, but it should never be painful. And then bring the feet back down to the ground. Now we're going to lift the hips up just so we can, just enough to slide that prop out of there, lower the hips to the ground. Now that can be kind of a strong sensation coming out of it. So you might want to draw the knees in toward the chest just slightly. Grab a hold of the knees and maybe roll around a little side to side. Just releasing the lower back. Let the knees come apart. Let the feet go up toward the sky. One last leg stretch. And then let the feet go long out in front of you. And we'll come into Shavasana. Feet flop open, palms open up to the sky, snuggle the shoulders in. Close the eyes. And just drop in. Shavasana is actually the most important part of practice. It's the real yoga, where the body integrates what it learned, and it's also where you're progressively and on purpose relaxing your muscles. So let everything sink down. Scan for anything that's tight and let it go. Now you can stay here as long as you like. When you're ready, start to bend into the knees and place the bottoms of the feet on the floor. Bring the hands to the upper thighs. Draw the knees in toward the chest, give them a squeeze. And then roll on up to sit. Find a comfortable seat, cross-legged, maybe half lotus. Back to the hands to the knees, thumb and forefinger touch, close the eyes. And then we'll end here with a little gratitude. So thank yourself for taking time to step on the mat. Thank your body for allowing you to do so. And thank your breath for leading the way. Namaste. And aloha.